Okay, so I want to talk about a bit of a mystery I've known about for a while. I thought I had an explanation for this, I really did, but now I am not so sure. So let's talk about it. So long story short, most cases in CSGO have two coverts. I know, dropping some crazy facts on you right here. Anyway, the point is, 2 reds means a 50% chance of getting either of them, whether you're trading up or unboxing. Again, I know, groundbreaking stuff, but here is why I'm bringing this up. I've spent ages searching up the number of CSGO skins out there looking for oddities, evidence that something might be broken, and occasionally I have found stuff like the broken Doppler odds in the chroma cases. But there is something else weird that I've found that I've never talked about before. If you search up the Phoenix case reds, for example, you will find there is 306,000 Asimovs and only 275,000 chameleons listed on float.db. That is 31k extra Asimovs, about 10% more, which is a bit weird because they're meant to be 50-50, and that is a big sample size. A 10% discrepancy is a lot. And this is a small difference compared to some other cases. Spectrum 2 case reds are even more broken, for example, is 350,000 Empresses to 310,000 See Ya Laters. And the Chroma 2 case is even worse than that. It is 350,000 M4 Hyper-Beasts to only 300,000 Neon Riders. That is not a rounding error. Now, I've always considered this sort of thing pretty easy to explain. Not every skin is captured by these databases, and while someone is likely to sell their AWP Asimov or M4 Hyper-Beast if they quit CSGO because they're quite valuable, stuff like the Chameleon and the Neon Rider are much more likely to be left to rot in private inventories once they quit, so they never end up getting registered while the more expensive skins do. That always made simple, logical sense to me. So at this point you're probably thinking, what the fuck is with this video's title then? Well, it's because that explanation actually has some really big problems now that I've looked into it a bit more. Problems like the Wildfire case. The case has the AK fuel injector and the M4 Battlestar. The former is valuable, the latter is dogshit. But there's only 73,000 fuel injectors on float.db, but 85,000 battle stars. Again, really big difference, more than 10%, and according to my theory earlier, that should be impossible. And there's an even crazier example with the USP Neo Noir and the AK Bloodsport from the Spectrum case. The AK Bloodsport is overall a more valuable skin than the Neo Noir. It's not as big of a gap, but it is still more valuable. But there are 254,000 Neo Noirs on float.db and only 206,000 Bloodsports. Numbers that again make no sense and defy logical explanation. So clearly, this shit about skins lost in inventories doesn't really explain it properly. Well, it may for some cases, but it sure as fuck doesn't explain all of them. And this is where I kind of get to the point of the video, because I can't explain this. When I discovered this, I tried to find out exactly what the binomial distribution was for numbers like this, and I quickly discovered that the numbers involved are so large they break online calculators, but even with a figure of 1000 as my end value, it is extremely rare to be more than 10% off, and when you get to tens or hundreds of thousands, that percentage range is going to contract significantly. These are beyond what you should see as random error. What we're seeing here, mathematically, doesn't seem to be random chance. At least as far as I can tell, it's not. So one of two things must be broken. Either the database isn't showing up the information correctly, or the odds on these skins aren't 50-50. Now, I would by default assume the problem is more likely to be something about the databases. Could Valve fuck up the odds? Absolutely, but I think it's far easier for it to go wrong with the database. But what the problem is and why it's worked out like this, I don't know. And if the problem can't be figured out, well, there is actually a very real chance that the odds for CSGO cases aren't what we think they are. And if those numbers are broken, well, who knows what else could be as well. Regardless, I'd love to hear people's theories in the comments. This is why I made this video. I want to bring up this issue and see what people think. I don't like ending a video on I don't know, but I don't know, and I want other people to know that I don't know, so we have a better shot of figuring this out. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave comments as well. I'd like to hear what you think. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Jesus. Thanks for watching. See ya.